Have you ever wondered how coffee was discovered? How its culture has developed into a fine art and a form of self-expression? Or even the implications of consumer trends on the coffee market today? This and more will be explored in the following video. Welcome to the story of coffee. So the story of coffee began many years ago in the land of Ethiopia, where a local farmer during that time found that his goats were acting hyperactive. So he wanted to find out why, and he traced the reason back to them eating coffee fruits from the coffee plant. And really, this was the introduction of the coffee bean. And since then, it was introduced once more in the Middle East, and then in Europe, and then finally in North America. And now, we are in what we call the tertiary wave of coffee. This wave is coffee that is identified as being special, or rather specialty coffee. So there are three main factors that influence the tertiary coffee market. The first factor is that only specialty coffee is sold. Now, what I mean by specialty coffee is that this type of coffee is tested meticulously by experts. So this is done through a process of that's called cupping, where taste testers will rank the taste of the coffee out of a scale of 1 to 10. And only coffee receiving a 8.0 or above within the scale could be identified as specialty coffee. The second factor is that coffee in this market are single origin. Now, single origin means that consumers are able to trace the exact root of where this coffee is being produced. Now, this ties into the social movement of consumerism, where consumers are no longer only concerned with the quality of the beans, but rather as well as the ethically sourcing of the coffee bean. So the third factor that influences the tertiary coffee movement is the aspect of direct trade. So really nowadays, consumers would like to have their coffee sourced directly. And really what I mean by this is that in the past, coffee was sourced while having multiple middlemen within the supply chain. This includes the coyotes that would typically collect coffee from the farmers, the exporters that would ship the coffee out of the country, as well as the importers. All three middlemen will collect a portion of the profit while taking away what could be earned by the retailer as well as the farmer. So by taking away by taking away the middleman, coffee farmers will reap much more profit from this interaction. So with all this said, I just want to add that the tertiary coffee market also comes with one other additional benefit. That is that most specialty coffee retailers, at least in Canada, are local and small businesses. So really, as a consumer purchasing specialty coffee, you're supporting a local market. Evaluating coffee quantitatively is very simple. You rank the bean and the taste of the bean out of a scale of 1 to 10, and the bean that receives an 8 or above is ranked as specialty coffee. However, it's the qualitative method of measuring that's truly subjective. Within this method, coffee is given adjectives. For example, some adjectives relate to foods that we would normally consume. For example, hazelnut, walnut, or blueberry. The second method and the second adjective set that cuppers could use is basic flavors. For example, acidic, sour, and bitter. So what we took away from all of this is that coffee itself has been elevated to an affordable luxury. That is to say that coffee has become more of an art rather than a science. That people's preference for coffee is subjective. Now, as a business, what we really want to make sure is that we offer enough different flavor notes and different types of coffee as to appeal to all the different preferences within our market range. As well, we've learned that it's better to tackle the tertiary coffee wave as opposed to the prior two. This is because this wave is our current wave of coffee, and it has the most room for us to grow in.